Welcome to SpeakEasy Conversations. I'm here with Doug and one of the best co-hosts ever, Bryana.
Hi.
Hey, Bryana.
And this is her first time co-hosting, y'all. And I already know she's the best. So, or one of the best. Sorry, one of the best.
You can't do Doug like that. You can't do Doug like that.
No, I'm not even
all good.
Fuck Doug on that. I'm talking about Casey and Lauren and Renee, and they're awesome, amazing. Welcome, Bryana. Doug and I always forget when you're on because we're generally just so excited to have you around. So you first, are you drinking anything on this March Madness?
So I brought back out the Crown Blackberry. Yes, I really need to send this to you guys. It is really good. I'm just drinking it straight over some ice tonight. So yeah, it's really smooth. It's kind of sweet. Some people drink it with lemonade, but I'm just
I was gonna say, is that a good mixer?
They on the back of I've had it with like simply lemonade before, and it's really good, but it's also good by itself. Like it really doesn't need a mixer. I feel like sometimes when you put the lemonade together with it, it's too sweet, but
there's nothing to cut that sweetness.
Right? Yeah. What are you guys drinking?
But also first, you said on the rocks, right? Or do you just drink it warm? What's your
I have an ice cube in there just on the rocks. I feel like drinking liquor by itself is crazy with no ice.
Oh, you are talking to the wrong
You got a reaction from Doug, so we'll get back to all that in a second because I feel a little tension there. Doug, what do you?
So what am I doing? What am I drinking? I guess. So I have to get up super early tomorrow, so I'm just gonna have one beer. But I decided to pull this thing out. This is Big Bad Leather Daddy. This is from my favorite brewery that closed last year. So this is a bottle I got from them before they closed. This is
North?
From the North.
We still have some North hanging around.
I have like 13 or 14 bomber bottles in my cellaring fridge of North beers that he sold for $10 a piece when he was going out of business. I just bought all of them that I could. So this one here is from December of 2017. That's when it was bottled.
8 years ago?
Yeah. Wait till you hear what's in this, Greg. It is a smoked rye Russian Imperial Stout aged in Cab Sav whiskey bourbon barrels.
Hey, what are you down there?
Is that too much going on for you, Bryana?
No, I feel like it's going to be really good, but I also feel like it's going to be okay. You're smelling it, so tell me about it.
It smells like smoky wine, which is
okay
because it's a smoked rye Imperial Stout aged in Cab Sav and whiskey barrels. So you would expect I wouldn't expect the wine smell to be as prominent as it is, but it's definitely smoky. So this is going to be interesting, if nothing else. Yeah. It also pours. You can't really see it, but it's a little purple.
Mm-hmm. No, it kind of looks on the side. It kind of looks like it has a purple tint to it.
Yeah.
Excuse me while I get my. I'm never going to get my shit together, but I'm trying. What is going on?
Man, that might be one of the weirder beers I've ever had.
Oh wow, what the hell?
So the smokiness is a little less than probably when it was originally made. So that kind of decreased. The Cab Sab part, I get very little whiskey bourbon barrel flavors out of that.
Really?
Which is usually when you age it like that, you should have that as pretty prominent. But the Cab Sav part, that's a little more prominent. So it's basically like a wine barrel aged stout that has some smoky notes to it. But it's definitely interesting. I have to drink more of it and I'm actually curious to see if it warms up, if that changes the taste different after that. Because I did cellar this at 55 degrees, so which is what my cellaring fridge does. But
what's the ABV on it?
Oh, when they bottled it, it was 13%. So that's why, and this is like, I'm just gonna have that for the evening. That's all I'm having. I usually drink 3 beers, so I'm just having that. So, and I don't have to finish it if I don't want, that sort of thing. So, but cheers. I'm waiting for Greg to come back and tell us what he's doing, because apparently he's having all kinds of technical difficulties over there.
It's probably all of those TVs that he has in there.
That's true. He does have a lot of TVs.
Mm-hmm. Greg. I said it's probably all the TVs. I will never let that die, that you have so many TVs in your house.
Wait to hear how he cooks wings.
Oh,
don't even get this person started, because he's already here, Doug. So we're not doing that, actually. Jerry's right. Put that Jerry thing up there, Doug. I thought you were going to do it. Jerry comment. Yeah, Jerry's right.
Yeah. What do you got there, Greg?
I have Black Stack from St. Paul, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota. It's an Indian Pale Ale. Doug, Black Stack is, I don't know if you remember, Doug, when I went to Black Stack, I could not stop gloating about how wonderful it is there. And the people are great. It's just a great stop. Cheers to Black Stack. It's a pale ale. So it's a baby IPA. It's really, this is actually a session IPA if y'all want to go there. It's really, really nice, light. Y'all can see it's light. Maybe. Yeah, you can see it there. Light drinker. I'm not seeing ABV here. Wait. What? Wait. What? Hold on. 8.8, Doug? 8.8? Do my batty eyes see? Oh no, 6.8. 6.8. Okay, cool. 6.8. So that's where the IPA should hang out. I love how the game keeps changing now. They're 5 hour, 500 wings.
Greg just said the one time he has like one of those ceramic smokers that he cooked his wings like really fast and really hot, and that was just how he does it. And then Zach just starts going off.
Right. Everything. So, a couple notes at the top. Number one, last Sunday, some of y'all know, but most of y'all probably not. I kind of had a meltdown, Bryana. I have been avoiding politics for the most part. I have been avoiding the world ending. I've been avoiding all the fuck shit that's been going on. And I don't know. I just had a weak moment last weekend, and I just flipped out, and I was screaming, and I was in our group at the same time, like just posting that I just had it. I can't. I just posted I can't, like over and over. And while I was typing that, Bryana, in our group, I was screaming it in my house. And the people in my house were like, wait, what the fuck's going on? Because we were just hanging out with dude watching a TV show, and we all went to our separate rooms, and all of a sudden I just lost it. I've been avoiding all that, and I think it just got caught up to me. There was, a couple series of events that happened that really like pushed in my face, people going through it, if that makes sense, Bryana. And I'm just so, I just got so angry, and I just lost it to the point to where I was tearing, crying, the snot out of your nose, kind of, you know what I mean? Like sobbing, you know what I mean? And it was just a moment. It was a moment for, I would say, about a half an hour. But I'm just using that to say, that everybody please protect your mental health. I'm not sure how everybody has to navigate this hard time that we're going through in a different way, but just continue to be aware if you feel, and reach out to people. So what I did, Bryana, after that, I used my whole week to reaffirm a lot of my friendships of people that I do fuck with, and people that I haven't talked to in a while, and people that were near and dear to me or still near and dear to me. And I was just making these calls all week. Ask Doug. Doug got some big paragraphs about how much I appreciate him and all this other stuff. And it's something that it's something that I've told Doug throughout the whole process. But Bryana, sometimes, not that you take people for granted, but sometimes you just don't say those things to the people that you care about in those times, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, you just almost not assume, but again, sometimes you're just like, oh, he knows how much I love her, or she knows how much I appreciate her. And sometimes I just feel that I've lost that. So I just reached out to people that I felt that I need to reaffirm my friendship. And that was how I therapeutically got through that. So I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody's mental health. And really, we joke around here a lot, but I'm not fucking joking here, y'all. I really care about everybody's mental health that is listening. And I just want y'all to, again, continue to mitigate that in every kind of way. But, like Kendrick says, y'all, if y'all need to turn that TV off,
turn that
TV off, right? Or turn that politics off and turn on some hoops, which we're going to get to, okay? We're also going to get to what we're watching, too. So, while I'm on this tip, I do have an announcement to make, which is unfortunate. But, Doug, I don't think I'm going to be attending Barrel Flow. So, yeah, and I'm not happy about it. In fact, I'm fucking annoyed, and I'm angered, and I'm sad. But I have to do this for Badger Beer Report. I can't not do it professionally. I have to do it. Now, I think about this. I think I literally think I'm the only person that has to make this decision. I literally think that I'm the only person in America that chooses between the Great Taste of the Midwest and Bar and Flow every year. I think people who go to Bar and Flow go. I think people who go to Great Taste of the Midwest. I don't believe if there's someone out there that has to make this decision every year, I need to talk to you because we need to bond because it's not easy. And I was literally tearing up this afternoon when I realized that tonight was the night that I should tell everybody, and that it's most likely I will not be at Bar and Flow. Now, it's not completely 100%, but I can't justify leaving my business when Badger Beer Report covers Wisconsin, and the biggest event that Wisconsin does beer-wise is the Great Taste of the Midwest. There are literally 10,000 customers. They're all there. 10,000 customers. 10,000 customers. Literally 10,000 people that are my niche for what I do. I can't pass that up, y'all. And I can't leave it to my guys. My guys are great. I literally called them the Avengers of Wisconsin beer influencers because they are. They're fucking excellent. They make me look like Nick Fury, and I don't even do that half of that work that Nick Fury does. But I do like that analogy though, because he's a black man and he's in charge. Anyway,
are you comparing yourself to Samuel L. Jackson?
Yes. Damn it. That's how I'm gonna get through this, Bryana. But I'm serious though. Like, I don't think there's anyone who literally like is like, oh, but Barrel Flow or Great Taste. I don't think that there's anybody else. So I really think, and I'm not just trying to make myself, y'all know I'm not trying to center myself. I rarely do. In fact, I go the other way as far as being self-deprecating and all that. But it's just frustrating when Barrel Flow or when Fresh Fest moved from Fresh Fest to Barrel Flow, they moved to the second week of August. And now they're there, and the Great Taste has been the second week of August for 50 years, y'all. So this ain't changing, and it's every year. So now if I put my base down this year, I made some big ask for I made some big ask to the Great Taste people. I'm a member of that group, and I made big ask. I'm gonna have like all kinds of things going on. I'm gonna make it worth my while if I'm gonna miss my family, and that's how I look at it. I'm gonna miss my family. I already miss them now. I miss them. I actually was worried that I was going to break down and cry. I still might, but I'm getting weird now, so we're going to go to past guest news. But I just had to say, y'all, and Doug, we'll talk about all the logistics if y'all need that Airbnb and all that. It's all yours. Because my family's not going to go. My family wasn't going anyway, but that didn't play any factor in it actually at all, not even remotely. It's definitely again the professional part. It would just be malpractice actually if I didn't. Especially, again, we went from beer hour to the beer report, all that. Like, it's just so important for me to be here. So, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I know nobody cares in that way, like me apologizing, but I'm sorry that I can't go. So, Doug, would you like to respond to any of that? Because I know I saw your face and it wasn't good.
I'm just sad because that's my time to hang out with you, and but it makes total sense if you guys are doing, full on Badger Beer Report stuff. And if you're not going to cover the biggest beer festival in Wisconsin, that feels like you're not doing what you should do. So, like, I'm not mad or any of that ilk. It's just more like, man, I'm going to miss hanging out with Craig because we always have such a good fucking time there. And, but, hey, it's all right. That's how things work and go. And I'll still be going. And, April missed the news. So April, our guy Greg is not going to be able to attend Barrel and Flow this year. So he has to go to Great Taste of the Midwest, which is on the exact same weekend as Barrel and Flow. And because they're doing Badger Beer Report and everything, they have to. Not that is a great contribution for us.
Yeah. So, not to belabor that point, unfortunately. Yeah, it is. Because of Drake. That's great, actually. Let's blame it on Drake. Yes.
Always.
April, you're the best. You're the best. Yes, April. Yeah, April, it's 10,000 people that need to know who I am and who we are. So that's important. If I can get those 10,000 people, I could skip the next year, actually. I can literally skip the next year if I get 5,000 of those people to like my shit and to follow us. And then I can start making money doing this because, and also Black-owned business, y'all. Go over to Badger Beer Report, Google it. Like all the things I do and then mute me because y'all probably don't want to talk about Badger Beer and that's all good. But you can at least support a Black-owned business by, liking and sharing and all that stuff. And same with Bryana, of course. And of course, support Doug too.
Poor Doug.
Oh, of course. And on that note, let's bring some good news about someone for Barrel and Flow. Right, y'all. So we'll get to this and then we'll bring up Manny and we'll get to all of the hoops news. And I'm going to probably, be in the background a little bit more because our hoops people know our hoops and Doug knows I don't want to sound like an idiot. So I know some hoops, but I'm really more about
more than you let on.
Yeah, but not March Madness, man.
Well, we're gonna talk pro hoops too because Manny's got his Sacramento King stuff. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, remember, I'm stepping back on the guys. So you know.
Well, we'll figure it out. I'm just saying we're going to go hoops hard, y'all, and it's going to be fun. For people who love the hoops. I actually have that goofy thing. Yeah, April. April, another Black-owned business. You understand some of these sacrifices that have to be made in order to advance our causes. So cheers to you, April. I'm gonna miss the hell out of you. Oh my goodness. One of my favorite hugs is April. There's so many favorite hugs. Another one of my favorite hugs, y'all, is Liquid Intrusion. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know if y'all, again, Doug and I know they're just so badass. They're just so hardworking. These two are still holding down full-time jobs and working their Liquid Intrusion. And they're just So we have great news, y'all. Now y'all can experience what everybody at Barrel and Flow experiences, which is Liquid Intrusion's beer. They have signed a deal where they can where they're shipping nationwide now, y'all. And they've teamed up with the wine. What's that word, Doug? Please say
concierge.
Yes, sir. a black woman-owned business and an incredible platform bringing legendary craft beverages to diverse creators. The wine, say it again, Doug.
Concierge.
Yeah, you say it better than me. Provides beverage experiences for casual beer lovers, allowing them to feel like a wine or beer expert. The Wine Concierge is an e-commerce store, y'all. And then here, you will be able to get these wonderful beers. Doug, what's your favorite out of these? Because I know you've had them.
Probably the Saison du Zest, although African Queen in her 7 Cs, even though I'm not an IPA.
African Queen in her 7 Cs. Oh my God. It's such a delicate, wonderful IPA. I actually liken it to like fine dining, Bryana. It's one of those, it's if you go to a fine dining place and they serve this to you, it would just be like, you know what I mean? It's not,
it would work.
It really tastes elegant, if that makes
Really?
sense. Yeah. The balance, it doesn't, I mean, it tastes like a beer, but it tastes really more in that wine area where, you know, you have a nice wine, like an expensive wine, and you could just taste like the light and the elegance and just the nuance of it. And you know how wine people, like, you know, they go all crazy when they do their tasting and shit. That's actually how I feel when I drink this wonderful beer here, that middle one. They're all pretty good, and Doug highlighted the one on the bottom. And I like the cream ale. I don't even like cream ales, and I like theirs.
Oh, I like their cream ale too.
Yeah, they're African Queen though, Doug. It's just not. It's just not a normal.
It reminds me a bit of, but not exact, of Heady Topper. Like it's in that some same sort of vein of IPA where it's like just, it's not like super overly hoppy. It's just got a really pleasant taste. It's really good.
Yeah, it's just great. So lastly, y'all, and we'll bring on Manny. So how do you get this? Right here, you go to
interested.
Yeah, you go to the wineconcierge.co and then you choose your Lipco and then you choose, you know, and then you go through those steps. Exclusions, y'all, ND, SD, AL, IA, and HI. Yeah, so excuse my language, fuck them states. But anyway, that's sad. But I don't think we have anybody in. We might have somebody in Alabama. If y'all and I will be jealous if you're in Hawaii, and God help you if you're in North Dakota, South Dakota, or Iowa. But anyway, anywho, you can get y'all. I'm gonna take this off, but y'all can get all these details on any of Libco's social media. So I pulled it off of, I think, unfortunately, Twitter, but I pulled off Facebook. So you can go on Facebook, their Facebook page, and you can get all this information, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, you can get all this information on any of their, and probably their website too. I believe it's liquidintrusion.com. But again, of course, Google can help you get there too. Check them out. Also, go to Barrel and Flow and get it there. You could also meet them at Barrel and Flow because they are always going to be there because Barrel and Flow was part of their launch. Actually, the first year that they were there, Bryana, they brought homebrew. And they had people taste it.
Really?
Yeah. So what they did is they brought their homebrew and they were like going around saying, "Yo, is this good?" And everybody was like, "Yeah, you need to brew this." And then next year they showed up as professional brewers and like, "Yeah, we did it." So they use Flow as they're just a dope story. You know, they're literally mom and pop, married couple. And Jasmine does as much, if not more, than her husband. In this, so they're just equal partners in every aspect of it. And I'm talking about recipes. I'm talking about everything. Jasmine does everything that her husband does.
And can you get it in DC? Like if you're in DC, can you get it?
Sure can.
Okay.
Yeah. They're in some brick and mortars too, so they distribute. But this is really, good for people that are out of reach, if that makes sense. And I think you're out of reach, from that generally.
I definitely am out of reach, but I do know some people in DC, so
So highly recommended. I'm telling you, I know you dabble in beer here and there. I think you would really like that.
I do, and my saisons were my first love. So a good saison is always something that I'm going to gravitate to. When I saw that saison at the bottom, I said, "Okay, I need to try this," because I love saison kind of ushered me into my love of beer. So
There you go. There we go. And everybody loves a saison like this one. This is a saison lady. And April makes a damn good saison too.
Yep.
And some past guest news. Zach gave a presentation at work this week, y'all, and he mentioned Billy Joel 12 times and he didn't get fired. But JHG, of course, says he's just trying to start the fire. And it's always going to be burning until the world is turning.
Manny shook his head in the background. That was the best.
I don't know what to say. So yeah, April says on. I call it April says on lady. There's that link, y'all. Right, Doug? That's the link to
Yep, that's the link directly to the beers for there. There's also a rice lager, a Japanese rice lager in there, like weirdly all by itself with those. But all three of those. Yeah, not part of their beer. It's not just, but they did like curated beers, and that's
okay.
But you can order all three of the others. Yeah, all theirs there. So
yeah, and Liquid Intrusion is also working on their own brick and mortar, y'all. So again, anything we could do to help them. Again, if y'all don't want to buy beer, head over to Liquid Intrusion and like everything that you find. Again, they're just really inspirational. They actually got a new we got to get them back here soon, Doug. But they also and now I'm really going to be pushing because now I'm not going to get to see them this year. So I'm going to be pushing for a lot of my Barrow folk people to come and hang out with me on Friday because I'm not going to see you like the Max and Hannah and so anyway, we're going to get over that maybe, but we're also going to not get it. We're going to get over is making Manny wait. Manny is
poor Manny.
Wait till you see his setup here, y'all. Because Bryana's all on my, 2 TVs and all this other thing that she's on. Let's see what Manny is up to. You're not gonna get away from that. You're co-host now, so now we can really. You move past from the guest to the co-host, so now you're like real family. So now it's on. So we ain't even.
Now let the roast begin.
Right. That's fine, Greg. That's fine. That's okay. I can roast back. It's okay.
Okay. Oh, we already know you're ready. I'm kind of a little bit worried, but I got Doug on my side. But I don't know. Doug might switch to you, so I don't even may not even have his loyalty.
I don't know. Now that you're not going to Barrel and Flow, maybe.
Right. See how easy. See how easy Bryana just turns people on me. It's so horrible. Anyway, we're going to be revoking the co-host chair from her at this point. I don't know what we're gonna do. No, but anyway, JG sent some weird ass link, but apparently this is where you can get Libco, y'all. If y'all are over on YouTube, you can click on that. It'll show you. I guess it'll show you localities, but also again, it's great because now we can get them shipped. So that's excellent. So yeah, without further ado, let's bring up Manny here and let's get some hoops talk going, Doug. If you want it, Doug, you do that because you and I usually Manny, what you watching? What's going on? What's going on, Manny? How you doing?
I'm trying to catch the end of this LSU game. I can't stand their coach. So I love the girls, but the coach is a ass.
You can't stand the LSU Kim?
No, I can't stand that lady.
Is it because she's tacky and she's distracting the players by what she's wearing?
I don't care about that. That's
true. What channel is this?
ESPN.
I need her on one of my TVs, Bryana.
One of the 18 TVs, Greg.
On your 10 TVs that you have, Greg. On the 10 TVs
one to
that
see
you
why
have.
y'all distracted by her. So while y'all chop it up, I'm gonna go get her on TV.
She makes everything up. I don't like what she did with HVL last year. Is now thriving at TCU, which I love that girl. I love her fight. But
Haley Van Lith, right?
Yeah. She really did a number on her mentally, and you could tell she's talked a little bit about her mental health and things she's gone through in the last couple of years. And, like anytime a woman plays basketball and shows fire or talks smack, it's this unladylike thing. But when a man does it, it's like that's what men do. And, ooh, me pound on chest here like that. I love when they play with fire and they talk smack and like, bro. I grew up in Chicago when I hooped. There was women that hooped with us, and that was back in like early 90s. And I ran with a bunch of people that we had one young lady that hooped with us, and she could ball. Like we took her everywhere with us, and we hooped, and I loved when the guys kind of like sagged off her because she took that personally, and she would kill them with that jumper. She had a nasty crossover too, so it was always dope. But I, like I said, like I'm just not a fan of the LSU coach. She threw her under the bus too when she left, and just not a fan. But I love Flo. What's her name?
Flau'jae.
Flau'jae, I always say it wrong. She's a dope player, and she can rap too. She's got a couple albums out already.
She can.
Yeah, she got some flow to her.
Yes.
Yeah, so she had just released one maybe a month ago. I think she released one, and it was like 18 tracks too. I was like, damn, girl, you got time to flow like that?
No, she's a good rapper. She put out a song with Wayne. Like she's a good. She has a lot of talent out like she's talented on the court, but she has a lot of talent outside the court, which I think is really important in case you get injured or you get hurt. You have something to fall back on as well. And I can tell she really loves her music. So, but no, Kim, okay, so Kim, I feel like is a good coach, but I feel like her temper kind of gets in the way when she's coaching. And also, I'm just petty, and her outfits, I feel like, just really are distracting everybody. She's country. She's a country coach from the South, and I don't understand. Like one game, I said she looked like Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus. Like she just
today she could be in the mariachi band. I mean,
she could. She really could. I feel like they're distracted when they're playing because they're watching her outfit is throwing them off. So, but she is a good coach, very passionate about her girls. But
I feel like undercut. Like I feel like she might not. I don't know what her politics are, and that's none of my business. But I feel like I would not be shocked if she was a Trumper whatsoever. Like,
really, you think so? You really think so?
Yep. I could be totally wrong.
I'm getting those vibes too. I'm getting those vibes too, and this is like the first time I've seen her. I'm with you, man.
Really? With all of the players that she has, y'all think she's still a Trump supporter?
I do, man. I think deep down.
Wow. Okay. I'm not gonna fight it. I'm not gonna fight it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong. Like I said, I don't want to accuse her of none, but just her vibes of the way I feel like she's treated some of her play. Like I feel like she gives the aura of like she tells them all that lovey-dovey stuff to get them there, but I don't like the way she did her, like the way she did her, and the way she did. Who else was it that? Who else did she coached somebody? I don't remember right now, but she coached somebody else that she kind of like during the time of need was like very office.
You mean this lady? Look at her face.
That's Kim. Oh, yeah. That's Kim for you. That's Kim all day. That's Kim Moki all day. Yeah. That is really
Sorry,
her.
I had to find like the goofiest photo.
Oh yeah.
That is definitely Kim Moki all day. For some reason,
that's kind of cringe. It's kind of cringe.
Manny, now you have me wondering. Like you have me wondering, Manny. Honestly.
Oh no.
Well,
who coached Brittany Griner in college?
It was Kim.
Yes.
She was
that's what I was thinking of. So like when that whole thing went down, she distanced herself away from Brittany. There was no support. There was none of that. And it was like, okay. So that was my first like, all right, man. You ain't had no problem recruiting her. You ain't had no problem with her when she was playing for you. Now you got a problem with her choices in life. So
no, she definitely did when Brittany Griner got detained. She didn't have anything to do with her. You're right. You're right, man.
I feel like if I was
look at her a different way.
I understand players going there and everything, but I know like if I was a black woman going there, I'd be thinking real sideways about her, especially a gay black woman. Like,
that checks. You're right. I forgot all about that Brittany Griner situation. Honestly,
a lot of people did.
Zach, you ain't right. Oh, I'm sorry, Manny. I'm sorry, Zach. You ain't right. I'm sorry, Manny. I just had this.
Oh yeah, that's God damn it, Zach.
Well, they took them down. That was the end, so they won. So LSU won.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They were down too with like 2 minutes left. They were down like 2 or 3, and they same thing with South Carolina got a run for their money today. So
they did.
Yeah.
While
I didn't
we're
think they
here,
were going to be like that.
yeah, while we're here, y'all, I wanted to show this, and so they're all done, right? All these games are over, or we still have
Yeah,
one?
although
UCLA still got to play.
Okay, what do y'all think about that one?
UCLA is playing what later today, maybe?
Yeah, I think tonight. Yeah, tonight. Yeah.
What do y'all think about the UCLA Ole Miss thing?
I like UCLA. I think they're pretty strong this year. I like.
I think I agree. I think UCLA is pretty good. If I'm not mistaken, Ole Miss has a black coach, so my heart goes for them, even though they may not be the winning team. I always try to go for the black female coaches, but UCLA has a really good team. Lauren Betts, she is a beast.
She's a beast.
I hate to go for it because I mean the Duke women are still in, so I was trying to go for all the black coaches, but all the men's, they're all out. All the black men coaches are gone, so I have to still go with the women. But I think UCLA and Ole Miss will be a good matchup. As long as Ole Miss plays smart, I think that they may have a shot with UCLA. But if UCLA comes in guns blazing, Ole Miss isn't going to have a chance at all with them.
Betts is a beast. She got that post on lockdown. So she's her and I haven't seen her do much this year, but she's a good steady player. Is Jaime's sister. Jaime he plays for the Miami Heat.
Jaime Jaquez.
Yeah, his sister is I think she's a sophomore or junior for UCLA, and she's a really skilled player too, but she's been in and out of lineups. She got hurt a little bit. But UCLA top to bottom is a pretty strong, deep team. When they get going, it's really hard to stop them. It's a typical UCLA team. Like, they're just a powerhouse. And they've in the last couple of years, they've really made a comeback. I know they had a couple down years, but they've been pretty strong the last couple of years. And this is one of their better teams in a long time. So I see them coming out of that matchup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last of the games for today for the women's bracket.
Okay.
Tomorrow, the other side of the bracket plays all their games tomorrow.
USC, and that's a good game. Unfortunately.
Yeah, Juju.
That's what I was going to ask. I was coming for it. How do you guys feel about Juju being
that's tough.
being out?
That's tough. She's a once in a generation talent, and they're a very deep team. They're strong, so that's one thing they have going for them. And tomorrow will be a good test to see how that team, because even I've seen games where she was, her shooting was off a little bit, and they just keep on doing their thing. Like, they're very much not just a Juju team, but she's obviously she's that when they are missing shots, she's the go-to superstar that gets them their buckets and kind of steadies that ship. So it'll be kind of interesting to see, like, if they struggle a little bit, who they go to and what they're go to, because they're playing TCU, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. They're playing Kansas State.
Sorry. Oh, Kansas State. My bad. Okay.
Notre Dame is playing TCU.
That's right. Notre Dame.
Wait, did Notre Dame already play TCU earlier today, or are they playing?
No, they play tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great match. Like, that's. I want to see TCU come out of that one, but
me neither.
Yeah, like I'm a HBL fan. I like her. I like her struggles, but Notre Dame probably has the best backcourt in the country this year. Like, their backcourt is like, they're a hard, So I can't see Notre Dame losing that matchup. I think this is the end of TCU's kind of Cinderella run this year. And it's crazy because TCU went and did that whole transfer. Like, their whole team is transfer portal players. They just they went for it this year, and hey, man, they did it. They won their division. They made the tournament, but Notre Dame is a juggernaut. I don't know if they can beat Notre Dame.
I mean, their coach, Neil Ivey alone as their coach, she's a beast. She is a really good coach. I feel like she really cares about her players, and I feel like when coaches really care about their players, it really makes a difference opposed to coaches who don't care about their players. But I'm not going to compare her to Kim because Kim is her own person. But Niele is really into the game when she's coaching. Like, she's really knee deep in the game. I feel like she's really paying attention to what's happening in the game, and she knows how to shift the plays based on what's happening to them. So I'm very interested to see what happens. And I don't think I've really seen TCU play this year. I don't think I've watched them play a match, like play a game at all.
I've watched a couple games this year just because, like I said, I'm a fan of HVL and she's a tough little. When she went against Caitlin that one year, even Ellis, when she was barking back at, like, even though Caitlin was obviously a better player, overall, obviously, but she never backed down, and I love that about her. She's a little, like, I call her Mighty Mouse. She's like a little Mighty Mouse, and she's tough nosed, and she's gone through a lot because she got a lot of flack from social media and other things, and like I said, she's never backed down, and I love the same things I love about Angel Reese is the same reason I love her. Like, she don't back down from nobody. So I got appreciation for that. But yeah, I think, like I said, Notre Dame, I think, is where it ends. I can't see Notre Dame not winning that matchup.
And Manny, I just wanted to tell you, I am not a Caitlin Clark fan at all. Why
aren't you a Caitlin Clark fan? I'm interested.
I feel like when Caitlin Clark was, I feel like Caitlin Clark, she was a spoiled player. I felt like she was very entitled when she was playing. I'm never going to take away from the fact that she's a great player, but I think she was very entitled, and I think she was kind of in a bubble when she was playing. She had a lot of media attention, and it was just like, I can do whatever I wanted to do. I didn't like her attitude when she was playing. She was kind of bratty when she was playing. I think that now that she's in the WNBA, she's gotten humbled. And she's kind of a different player. I'm excited to see what she's like this upcoming WNBA season. But like I said, I think she's a great player fundamentally, but that attitude, no. No, not at all.
So for me on that, I don't disagree with anything you said, right? Mm-hmm. But I also think sometimes we have to, again, and especially with the white privilege, which is 100% true, 100%. She became the great white hope for that whole state and all that. But I also think part of that is they created that, right? And she's a kid. At the end of the day, she was a kid. And, like, how many kids, like, even my own kid, sometimes I got to look at her and be like, girl, you got things I ain't never had. You need to appreciate the things, like, so I feel like that's part of it too. Like, and especially in this day and age of social media and everything, like, I felt the same way that you felt, but I also felt like they created that. So I can't blame her for, like, taking advantage of it. But again, like you said, like, I think when she hit the WNBA, she definitely got humbled. And I think she's grown into a different. I don't know her personally, so I don't know what's behind the scenes, but I do think she learned from her mistakes, and I think she is kind of a different person. So I'm excited to see what she does on the court. I saw pictures of her, and she's ripped. Like, they showed her, she looked like she put on at least 10 pounds of muscle.
I saw that.
Yeah, so I'm interested. Like, she's already got, obviously, the jump shot. It'll be interesting to see how her game evolves, because there's definitely room for, in a lot defensively, just in general. Like, I think, especially on the defensive side, offensively, obviously she's a wonder.
She
don't
is.
damn near do anything. I thought her handles, she needed to work on a little bit, even though she's great court vision, because, but also I feel like she needed to, as far as dribbling, I think she got exposed a couple times in a couple pickpockets. But yeah, I'm interested to see I'm interested in WNBA in general. One of the things I hate about not hate is a strong word. One of the things I dislike about the WNBA with last year was that I don't think they were ready for all that, especially their commissioner. So at all,
They were
I'm not
not.
a fan of their commissioner. I'm willing to give him a chance to see what happens.
Mhm.
But I don't think they were fully prepared for everything, and their players suffered because of that in some ways.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I agree.
like you can get drafted top 5 in the WNBA and be
Mhm.
out of the league within a year. That's crazy. That's crazy. You could be a first round pick in a league and not have a home obviously there's a lot of growth that needs to happen in the league, but it's just the beginning for them. So I'm excited to see where it goes and where these teams go, and hopefully they
Same.
learn from last year. So
I agree with you. I think that they have a lot to. Then they have a lot to learn, and they have a lot of growing to do, especially with all of the, I guess, interest in the WNBA now, because you have so many people feeding from the college level for the women's, and now they're trying
Mhm.
to follow their favorite players to the WNBA. But I think you're spot on with the commissioner. Commissioner didn't know what to do this past season with it, with all the interest and all the excitement about it. So I am interested to see what they do, even with like the All-Star game.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to release the tickets, and it's like it's just this prolonged waiting period, and I'm just like, what are y'all waiting on? Like, the game is in July, the
Mhm.
tickets aren't out or anything like that. But I think they're trying to figure out how can we utilize or capitalize
Yeah,
on,
maximize. Yeah.
yeah, all of the interest in the WNBA, and I don't think a lot of people were interested in it. I used to go to Sting games with Dawn Staley. I'm from Charlotte, and I mean sometimes the arena would be half full because people weren't interested in it. But now you go to games and everybody is at the game because they're interested to see what the women are doing. So I'm with you. I would like to see what the commissioner is going to do and how the WNBA is going to change for all of the new fans that are coming in. So yeah.
Can I just make the point that they knew what was coming?
Yeah.
They had
Yeah.
Angel
Absolutely.
Reese coming. They had Cameron Brink coming. They had Caitlin Clark coming. They had a couple others that are escaping me, but they knew there was going to be this big influx of talent coming in the draft. You had an entire year to prepare.
Mm-hmm. And they
To be unprepared is
it's a disservice.
you saw just how incredibly popular women's basketball became last year,
Mhm.
and that was due to the players. The
Mhm.
players were doing things like they were doing things that generated all this interest and excitement. Like Iowa games were just completely sold out all the time.
Yep.
Iowa's men's games aren't, not at all. They're
Yeah.
never sold out. Even when they're good, they don't sell out.
Mhm.
So, like the idea that you were unprepared for this influx of interest, I find that to be like you better be better at your job. Like
Yeah.
your job is to promote the WNBA. Like you should be
Yeah.
better at doing that and accommodating the interest that's coming. I felt that was a disservice to the league itself. Now, like I said, I don't know who the commissioner is. I hope whoever they are that they do a better job of that. Now you know.
Yeah.
You knew before, but now you really know. So, get it
And
rolling.
and then currently I believe they have 10 years left on their NBA partnership, and the NBA has been dishing out a lot of money for the WNBA, which obviously they can afford to, but at some point they're going to have to stand on their own. So, and while 10 years seems like a long time, it can move fast. And if you guys aren't prepared to go on your own, this league, will either fold, or you're going to have issues where, like it's been in the past, where if they're making more money overseas, why the hell are they going to be playing here, right? Like that was always the issue, was like they're making 6 figures over there and only 5 figures here. Or like what Angel Reese brought up, like she makes more money off endorsements than she does, off her contract. Right now, Caitlin Clark is vastly underpaid if you're talking about what she brings to the game as far as what she's making in WNBA. So they're going to have to deal with that, and deal with that very quickly. Obviously, Angel has spoken her mind. I don't agree with everything she said as far as like shutting down, I know she kind of was hinting towards sitting out like game or like a strike type thing, like that's not going to benefit the league on for either side. That's not a good idea. That's never worked for any league. So,
Can I jump in here a little bit about Angel?
sure.
Couple points. Number one, I said it before, but I think it really needs to be said, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Angel is a troll, so Angel says things to be provocateur. Personal opinion. Also, Angel really is the only one that is really, again, from what I see, y'all. Y'all probably know better, but she's like every side needs every labor side needs an angel, meaning someone who's going to put themselves out there and say, "Look, we ain't fucking around." Okay. And y'all need to work with us. So, like, she is that spokes-piece because I see a lot of shit on social media where you're like, wow, she don't need the money because she's got endorsements. But Angel's not talking about her. She's talking about the broad swath of women who aren't able to get sponsorships and who aren't as quote big as she and Caitlyn are. So like the Angel has her place in that aspect, and I think people see Angel as like selfish and she wants more money. No, I Angel wants more money, yes, but I think Angel literally is fighting for everybody. Like the minimum. Everybody talks about Patrick Mahomes making 50 million a year, and hell, even Russell Wilson making 25, which is weird. But we have we never talk about the minimum guys who are in once 1 year who make 20 grand or whatever the league minimum is. We're not talking about the league minimum people who again can't even sometimes pay their fucking health bills after they get out because it's just the money is just insurmountable as far as the care that they need because they put their bodies through so much. So I just think we all need to, and definitely not y'all. I just think people need to understand that that's Caitlyn, or not Caitlyn, that's Angel's. That's she's being, what a lot of she's doing what a lot of these females. She's letting a lot of these females step back and not have to put themselves out there, and she's out there being the front, taking the darts, taking the shots. And she don't care, and that's what I love about her. Again, she's blustery and all that, but again, I'm not sure why her bluster is any worse than Rodman or anybody else who's out here, or you know what I'm saying, like who's out, big mouths. I don't know. Just give me a big mouth in the NBA, Draymond or something. I don't know, like someone who has a big ass mouth, right? Who has a big ass mouth, but at some point people listen to that, and someone has to say those words like, "Look, we might strike. We ain't playing around." All that, and then people are like, well, she got money, and it's just like, nah, it's a little bit definitely more nuanced with that. And I think Angel's really smart. I think she's smarter than most of y'all give her credit for, and I think she's she's understanding. Now, I'm with Manny. Some of her language is definitely strong, but I think you almost have to have one person that's going to be talking strong, even if we all know that at the end of the day, push comes to shove, Angel ain't trying to push a strike, because then she really knows that those people that she's fighting for, the ladies that she's fighting for, aren't going to get paid. And meanwhile, she's going to be able to be, over at McDonald's hawking a fucking burger and all that. What I mean?
Yeah, good on her for getting that.
Burger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I think Angel knows at the end that like that's not really what the thing is, but someone almost has to say like, hey, we ain't messing around. We ain't messing around, y'all. So so I'll shut up and let y'all respond to that, especially Manny, because I kind of came in a little bit. But anyway.
When there's these three things that she is, right, that never work well on social media or in the world of men, is loud, black, and being a woman. Those three things are fire starters for the male ego, for the white male ego. Like, right? Like that's like I read all these social media, like I'm on Twitter all the time, and sometimes I don't ever respond to everything, obviously, because I'd fucking be dead if I did. I'd never be able to go to work. Yeah, she had the Angel Reese McDonald's deal. But like it's either men that like don't appreciate a strong woman, or a woman because she should be in the kitchen making them a sandwich or something. And then with it being a black woman, and God forbid that, I don't know how to put this, I'm trying not to put this in racist terms, but like if she doesn't speak like a certain way, right? A little street in her, oh God, it's all just automatically assumed to be ghetto. Like, and I know this is, if anybody's ever heard me talk and never seen my face, I have been mistaken for being black for a bunch of points of my life for whatever reason, right? I grew up with the majority of black folks. Supposedly I sound black. I don't know what that means, but I've had people meet me after they talk to me on the phone, like, oh wow, like I forgot how somebody termed it one day, but it was almost like they were trying to compliment me, but it wasn't. It was like, oh, you sound like a very intelligent black person. Like, I don't understand what that means, but I'm just gonna walk away from this conversation because I think you should think about what you just said. So, there's these stereotypes that have been going around for centuries, right? Like literally centuries. And so, that stuff is still, I've always said about Trump, the one good thing that came out of not many, but the one good thing that came out of Trump is you saw people's true colors that were hidden a very long time and only spoken about in certain circles and private conversations where people felt comfortable now to come out and talk the way. Yes, and the Reese's Puff cereal. Yes, you had that deal too.
Reese's?
Yeah, the Reese's. There you go.
That will forever be burned in my skull.
Oh, for sure. I think sometimes I wake up singing it. That is what it is, right? But like you started seeing people's true colors, right? And like they felt comfortable speaking the racisms into society because it was now Trump is the popular thing to be, right? Like that demographic. So, which I appreciate it. I do appreciate that because there's a bunch of people in my life that I've had to cut off that I would have never thought were on that side of it. And I was like, oh, all right, man, I thought I knew you, but I guess I only knew you in certain aspects or in certain, certain circles. Yeah.
There's people that I have wasn't sure, but because I'm white, they think I'm safe to say that kind of stuff too.
Same.
And then when they say that, I'm like, no. And I'm not down with that shit. Get that out of here. And I don't,
I've had Mexican people, like I'm half Mexican, and that's the side that really threw me off of their support for that. And it was like, especially this one, like the first time around, all right, man, I get it. He was throwing around a whole bunch of great things that you thought he was bringing to the table. Cool. Like if this time around you still on that same bandwagon, I can't deal with you. There's no conversation we can have, and you can use that whole don't let political viewpoints, affect your friends. Fuck out of here with that shit. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, man. I mean, it's just a microcosm of what society has been for generations that we thought we had. Oh well. You can go in the same bathroom now. I don't understand what the problem is. We've made some great strides. Like, yeah, okay, motherfucker. Okay. All right. So,
hey, can we have a moment of silence for my Kentucky team that lost to Tennessee just a few minutes ago? Dude, they got
work too, right?
Well, they only ended up losing by 13. They were down a lot more. Okay. No, but considering they were down 20-something points. So
that's true. That's true.
And to your point about, I forget what team TCU's women's team, they had no returning points. Neither did Kentucky.
Yeah.
None. No.
It was all new.
All new transfers. So, like, the idea that they did as well as they did, I'm super happy that they made it as far as they did.
Yeah.
Tennessee's really good.
They're really good this year.
I was really surprised that Kentucky beat them twice. Beating them in Rupp, sure, fucking Rupp's Rupp. That's a hard place to play. But Tennessee has a guy on their team called Chaz Lanier that I just see is a fucking NBA stud guy. Like his game translates so well to the NBA game. Super quick release, big bodied, not afraid to get a little physical, super quick, never stops running off screens. I think that guy, of all the people that were in that game, that's the guy I could see doing really well in the NBA.
Yeah, he's a good player. I haven't got to see him as much as I'd like, but I have seen a couple games, and he is a very good player. I think his game definitely translates into the NBA game. So it'll be interesting to see him. And there's a couple other guys in the tournament this year, too, that are really good. Obviously, Cooper Flagg is the name that goes around.
No, Manny. No, Manny. No, Manny.
Oh, he's only the consensus number one pick. Going,
no, Manny.
Go ahead, girl.
I'm a diehard Carolina fan. I can't be for the flag at all. Carolina's my team. When you're from North Carolina, you got two choices. Three choices, but we don't really count NC State.
Right.
Carolina Duke. I'm
That's
a
true.
Carolina fan. Flag is slander. I can't go with it, but
I'm with you. So I'm stuck on the Duke thing, right? Because I hate the Duke's men's team. I always have since I was a fan of UNLV, which is still my favorite college team that's ever played. That Larry Johnson, fucking Stacey
Ogman, Anderson Hunt,
I will to this day swear that they got paid to lose that last one that they lost to Duke. I to this day, I know the story's going to come out at some point, maybe after I die, but I think they got paid to lose that game. But I love the women's Duke team because of Carol Lawson. I'm a Carol Lawson fan.
I am very. Oh, that Travis is my best friend. That's my best friend. He's in here. Travis is a Carolina fan. We are both Carolina fans till the day we die. But I can admit that Carol Lawson is a great coach, an amazing coach. Rakia Jackson, just amazing player. Richardson, amazing. Like, I can't not say that they're great players, but it breaks my heart to say that they're great players because I'm a Carolina fan. But I understand, like, I can't say I understand why they won the game today because Carolina had a chance to win multiple times. And Carolina, I will say Carolina girls and boys cannot follow through. Like, they just don't follow through. When they have the opportunity, they just throw it away. But I cannot, Manny, I cannot get on board for flag. I
hear you. I hear you.
What was it? Go ahead, Greg.
Oh no! I just wanted to bring up a graphic that I know Bryana's gonna like. So.
Oh no! I feel like Greg is trying to troll me, but are you gonna like? No. Am I gonna like it, Greg? Or are you on my side?
Would I troll you ever?
Yeah. You would.
Yes.
Y'all
you're part of the crew now, Bryana.
There's one black man on here, and y'all think so low of him. I just gotta I don't know what y'all doing. So I'm just gonna put the graphic up. So
I'm ready. I'm ready in case my heart hurts. Oh, yes. I just wanted everybody to see that nice. Carolina has how many? 21 out of, and you see Duke over there at 17, guys. I just see that. 21.
See, I hooked my girl up, and you see how she treats me, y'all. Just letting you know. But anyway, go back. We'll get back to the graphic.
Well, look how you did this. Look how you did the screen too. You got the black people on the right side, the white people on the left side. You set it up like this. You caused this division.
Why you did?
There you go. So I'll say this for you on your Duke pick. I think this game was the last one that the Duke women win. So they got to play South Carolina.
Oh no, they're definitely not going to be South Carolina. No. And like I say, I can appreciate Carol Lawson. I'm with you, Manny. She's a great coach. She's an amazing coach. The team that she has this year is amazing. Just deep in my heart, I can't allow it because I'm a Carolina girl. So,
and I told you guys, I have a personal connection to Kara. Her husband, Damian Barling, who hosts a show on ESPN 1320 Sacramento, who I know personally. He's a friend, and he helped me launch. That's why my podcast is on. And my podcast actually is on ESPN 1320. So, I got to root for Kara on that end of it. I'm contractually obligated to root for Kara.
And Manny, while we're here, tell everybody about that, where we can find out what that's all about. Please plug that, please.
Yeah.
So the show is called the Chatty House After Party. It's on the ESPN 1320 YouTube and Twitch site. We're on every Wednesday, 8 p.m. We talk about the Sacramento Kings, but we also talk about anything else that's going on, whether it's music, if there's something culturally going on in the world, we'll talk about that. So it's a great platform that they presented to us. Everybody that's on the show is a part of the D'Lo and Casey show. Basically, what do you call it? Like, I guess when they're on, they have the little, like you have the comment screen. Everybody's on there usually talking for 4 hours. We do live events that we show up to. So, yeah, it's 8 p.m. every Wednesday night.
Nice. 8 p.m. West Coast time. Let's make that clear.
8 p.m. West Coast time. That's
West
true.
Coast time.
Yeah, you can't be up, catch it the next day. If you could support the next day, give us some thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. We're trying to grow the channel. We'll grow our part of the channel. They're already like they already have a phenomenal fan base, so which is pretty cool. We even like we talk about wrestling. We talk about everything. So it's one of those things where it's everything. But obviously, a lot of the main focus is on the Sacramento Kings too, because
like the beam, baby.
So I get a lot of heat from Chicago people. I get a lot of heat that people say I've turned, and I still got my Bulls tat. I'm always going to be Bulls first, but I have found a love for the Sacramento Kings, so it's pretty cool.
All right. Y'all have something, or I have another graphic if y'all want to go back to talk about.
Yeah, throw the graphic up. Let's go.
No.
I don't know. It's not that. Bryana always braces when I have something. You've seen all these graphics, Bryana. They're right. Oh look, we got a.
I'm ready.
We got a bomb over here.
Ooh.
So
wow.
all-time Fox did an all-time women's college players, y'all. And I know Bryana's gonna have some issues with this because I see number 2 there. So we're gonna have to. So Bryana, do you want to go first, and then we'll get to Doug? Doug's been kind of muted. So I want to hear what Doug thinks about this, and then let's get to Manny. So Bryana, you first. What do you see here? And I'm gonna drop off y'all because I don't know. I literally don't know anything about this. I just want to hear what y'all got to say. So it's great.
Okay, so first off, Bryana Stewart is an amazing player.
What happened?
Manny was hidden behind a graphic.
It's all good. Go for it.
Manny, I'll talk fast so we can see you, okay?
Oh, you go ahead, girl. Take your time.
So we can see you. Bryana Stewart, of course, top notch. I've been watching Bryana Stewart since she played for UConn. And of course, I watched her play for her WNBA career. We're going to skip over number 2. We're going to go to Diana Taurasi. I think she is an amazing player. Also, Manny, I love your dogs, by the way. They're so
Thank you.
That one looks like the Men in Black dog.
Yeah, it does. That's Lola.
Your dogs are so cute. My dog is asleep. Okay, so she's 15. She's out like a light.
Every Wednesday, they make sure when I'm doing the pod that they're behind me doing an MMA fight for whatever reason. You just see them in the background. Come on, man. Why on Wednesdays?
They're letting you know, like, hey, we need to be featured on the podcast.
Apparently.
Put me in the front. But I love your dogs. I love them. They're so cute. Diana Taurasi, amazing player. I do think it was time for her to retire out of the WNBA. But like I said, great run. Cheryl Miller, I've never gotten to see Cheryl Miller play. Doug, I think you've told me about Cheryl Miller multiple. Doug and his stories and Doug schooling me on like basketball.
Not schooling. I'm just older and know a couple older players.
I'm grateful. Like Doug lets me know everything that I need to know about the older women playing basketball. I don't know Shamik Holsclaw. Okay, you guys are gonna have to school me on her. Maya Moore. Funny story. I actually went to middle school with Maya Moore.
Oh, wow.
I have a picture of me and Maya Moore in 7th grade. I thought she was a great player, though, when she played for UConn. I've watched her play her entire career. She's a great player. Brittany Griner. I mean, what can we really say about Brittany Griner? I think she broke a lot of barriers when she played, and Brittany Griner. Like, I feel like if you didn't watch Brittany Griner play when she played for Baylor, do you even really know who Brittany Griner is?
Right.
I feel like that's where she really got her start. And unfortunately, Kim Mulkey molded Brittany Griner into kind of the player that she is today. Candace Parker, speechless for Candace Parker. Asia Wilson, I have been watching Asia Wilson play since she played for South Carolina. I've been following her the entire time. I think that she has really grown over the past couple of years, playing from South Carolina, going to the Las Vegas Aces. And not just with her game, like with her personality, like we get to see who she really is behind the scenes. And I think that really has a big impact on the players and who they are. Lynette Woodard, no, you guys are going to have to tell me who that is. I don't know who she is at all. And you guys are going to have to school me on her a lot.
Lynette Woodward was the very first woman to ever play for the Harlem Globetrotters.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. You guys have to school me on some people because some of them I don't know.
That's how good she was. She could play for the Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Like they bring people on that can really play, even if they're very good at one specific skill. There was a guy I played when I was played pickup basketball with when I lived in Harrisburg, and he ended up playing for the Globetrotters because he could dribble the shit out of the ball. He couldn't shoot worth a damn, and he played D1 basketball, but he couldn't shoot, but he could just dribble, and that's what he did. And he did that for the Globetrotters for like 3 or 4 years. But yeah, that was Lynette Woodward was like, yeah, she was. Like her and Cheryl Miller were like, what's that?
She was a pioneer.
Yeah. So, all right, Manny, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, who did she play for when she was in college? Like, what was her college team?
Kansas.
Okay.
Yeah. Manny, you want to give this a go?
So I'm not down with what the order is. That's for sure. I'm also old school like you, Doug. So I've been around the block a couple times. Bryana Stewart is a great player. She did phenomenal things. I don't. Number one is a stretch for me. Obviously for me it's hard to put Caitlin into the whole thing because I feel like it's so recent. Like I said, sometimes you got to sit back and let careers kind of simmer before you can really find their place or where you think they are in the grand scheme of the history of the game. So I understand why she's there, but I also think part of that is because it happened so recently, right? Obviously, she was phenomenal. She was a one-woman wrecking crew on that team. Like you take her off of that team, and that team is not. I hate to disparage, anybody else that was on the team, but I find it hard to believe they would have made any kind of runs through that tournament without Caitlin.
There was one player from that team that made the WNBA too.
Yeah, she was on the Aces.
She has blonde hair.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
Why am I forgetting her name right now?
I'm thinking her name right now.
Katie. For some reason, it just eludes me right now. I can't for the life of me. She's a good player, but she's she barely even played last year. She only played sporadically throughout.
Kate Martin.
Yes,
that's her. Yes.
Good shooter. Good shooter. Streaky, but good shooter.
Manny, I have a question.
Sure.
Sorry, I have a question.
No, go for it.
So if you could take Caitlin Clark out, is there somebody you would put in her place?
As far as in this
top 10
here?
Yeah.
That's not on the list you're talking about, right?
Yeah, somebody who's not on the list.
I would probably put Dawn is for college. Dawn is right there up with anybody, man.
Manny,
Dawn Staley.
Dawn was a dog.
Manny, you up here with me, Manny. You just keep climbing. You keep climbing, Manny. Yeah. You up here at the top with me.
I also have a soft spot because I played against her brother in pickup ball, Tamika Catchings. Mm-hmm. She had a brother that actually played high school. They were from Deerfield. They played in Illinois. I forgot what schools they went to back then, but I played against her brother a couple of times in pickup ball, and she was phenomenal too. Tamika was a beast. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Dawn for sure. I would put Dawn up there in that top 10. She definitely made her mark on the court. Diana too. Like Diana has a case as the best player ever. She has a case for that. People can argue it, and I think it's a great debate. But she's definitely could be number wise. Everything she's done, she's a winner at every level. There's not many you can't argue with her numbers, and she was steady fast for a long time. Doug, like you said, with Cheryl was better than her brother.
Yeah, that was
last time. Doug said that last time.
Yeah. Very on here. That her and Reggie would have one-on-one battles, and she would consistently beat him.
Yeah,
and Cheryl was a beast. Let me give you a stat line for her career in college. She her last 2 seasons, she averaged over 25 points a game, but she also averaged over 10 rebounds a game her entire college career.
Yeah.
And her junior year, she averaged almost 27 points a game and 16 rebounds a game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Crazy. Yeah,
that is nuts. She wasn't a center. She was a guard, like, or a small forward at best. But like, that's insane.
Yeah. Hoseclaw was obviously part of one of the most dominating periods of Tennessee basketball when they couldn't lose for nothing. I think they win like 4 in a row with her too. Like I don't think she ever lost. It was either 3 out of 4 or it was 4 out of 4 in that period. I don't remember right now.
I think it was 3 out of 4 if I remember right. I think it's 3 out of 4.
They probably lost to UConn at one point because it was always either UConn or Tennessee back then.
Always.
I'm the worst. I should know some of these names that I want to say, and then all of a sudden they go blank. Their coach, Pat Summit, phenomenal coach, greatly missed in the sport. She was a great ambassador, great coach. You can always tell when her players talk about her now, they still tear up. They still are very emotional. That tells you everything you need to know about the relationships. Yes. And she's one of those, like Bryana, she's like one of those coaches you talk about, cared about her players. She was very tough on her players. So she definitely took girls and turned them into women before they left her. And that's all you can ask out of between that high school and college of what you're trying to teach either a young man or a young woman is to put them into the world, prepared for the world. And I think she was one of those coaches that prepared them for the world. Maya Moore, obviously, like part of the great UConn team. She was a phenomenal player too. There's not much. Brittany was just Brittany. I mean, she was a dominant force in college, and no one could. She was the only one that could really stop herself.
Yeah,
she was a woman among young women. So yeah, she was phenomenal to watch. And also, I always feel like players of like her and Kareem and like people understand like you're not supposed to. Doug, you as being a tall person know this. You are not supposed to run 94 feet. Being that big with those knees.
No, you're not.
You're not. You're not meant to stop and go like that. Your body is not built for that. Ask Yao Ming. You are not supposed to be that big and be able to stop and go, and think that your body's not going to tell you to go fuck off at some point.
Yeah.
Same with our guy Arvidas.
Yes.
That guy came into the NBA and he had 2 good years because his knees were fucking shot.
Yeah. He still was a phenomenal player. Off those horrible knees for so long. So if you ever watched his highlights, there's some very grainy highlights of him when he was
like the Russian stuff. Yeah,
but he was phenomenal. Like, and it wasn't like you can say anything you want about that competition, but if you just look at it from a basketball purist standpoint of what was going in his head when he passed the ball and the way he'd run offenses, his son is very much. You could see where he learned the IQ, the basketball IQ. Demonis is a very good passer, very much plays in that scheme of things. So, what do y'all got to share jokes around here? Like if y'all gonna laugh,
it's in the private chat. Check it out.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, y'all look.
Yeah, but I would think Arvidas was like the kind of like
Greg, you did change shirts.
I feel like Arvidas was like Jokic before Jokic, like the precursor.
Yes.
Like he passed, like he was one of the best passing big men I ever saw before Jokic. Jokic is just like on a completely different level.
Candace Parker. So I have a love-hate relationship with her right now. I loved her as a player. She was phenomenal. She got the Chicago Sky championship, all that good stuff. For whatever reason, she hates the Sacramento Kings. Now, I've heard there was rumors that things happened when she was in I think she was part of the Monarchs. Something happened with the Monarchs, I think. But if you ever watch broadcast, she goes out of her way to talk as much smack about. And even when they have a good game, she'll find something smart to say. She always goes at the Kings and not that they don't deserve it at times, because they sure as hell do. But she has a disdain for Sacramento for whatever reason, and she makes it known during the broadcast, which I can't stand that part of it. I'm like, whatever it is that you have, you just take that aside and be a broadcaster. But so other than that, though, she was a phenomenal player. She was one of the best for so long. So great hooper. Asia is Asia, man. Like, she's still phenomenal. Every year now, she seems to add something to her game. She's been a steady fast for the Aces, and in college she was phenomenal. Obviously, or the great South Carolina crew. And then, obviously, like you said, I didn't get to see Lynette that play, but I was familiar with her game through the Globetrotters, seen some highlights, and she was a pioneer in a lot she did. Women like her and Cheryl. They definitely, it would have been fun to see them in this generation with their skill sets, because they definitely would have fit in and dominated just as much, I think. And it's unfortunate during the time where they didn't get as much the money, the recognition, all that good stuff, right? So, yeah. So it's a good list. I mean, I wouldn't put it in that order, but definitely they're all worthy of being all-time greats. No doubt.
Well, what's your? Yeah, I was gonna say too. I was gonna get to Bryana. I was gonna push Bryana a little bit because I know she don't like number 2.
I do not.
But Bryana,
I do not.
But hold on, Bryana. You agree that number 2 should be on this list somewhere, right? Or no?
Well,
yeah, come on, girl.
Well,
right.
I was gonna ask, where is Sue Bird on the list?
That's a good one too.
That's a good one. Lisa Leslie was another one.
You're right, Doug. Sue Bird, Lisa Leslie. Dawn. Like, I will say that Cheryl Swoops.
Cheryl was a hooper.
Cheryl was a hooper. Missing from this list, so yes. I don't know who made this list, but yeah, I was kind. Actually, I was kind because I just passed over her on the list, Caitlin. But there are a few people that should have been on this list. I feel like that I grew up watching play that I feel like should have been on this list instead of her. But I don't know who made this list. It looks like Fox made this list, so that can track as to why she was on the list. But the people that I named, I would have liked to see them on the list.
So hold on. The reason she's on this list, on that list, is because she's on this list, which is the all-time leading scorers at NCAA Women Tournament history.
See where Shamika is? Remember you were talking about
hold on.
So now that's a different list. That's not an opinion. That is a fact. Those are facts. Meaning, they scored those points. So I think Caitlin is up there because of her statistical prowess.
Oh, for sure. And again, I think it's also because it just happened.
This is a different list, though, than the first list. I can see maybe she's an all-time scoring leader. But this is someone's opinion. This is the top 10 leaders.
So I'm going back and forth. Where she's number 2 is someone's opinion. So that's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really stat based. Now, this is the most points scored by women in tournament history. So I think this is why Caitlin is on the other list, is because, she scored more points than
anybody else.
Yeah, and she can be on that list.
This isn't
statistically. She can be on the leading scorers list, but the other list, there's a few missing from the all-time leading all-time college basketball players list. I think that some of those players should have been in front of her for number 2, but that's just
Yeah,
who I
that's where
am.
I'm at.
That's
I
fair.
think whenever you
That's
do any
fair.
top 10 list, it's a great once you get past like like for instance for men, right? It's always the LBJ versus Michael. After that, I think depending on whether you saw players play or not, affect how the list is for you, right? Like
Hmm.
certain people
Yep.
don't even want Wilt on
Yep.
list, but
Yep.
because you never seen him play, but the statistics are obviously there. Uh,
Yep.
so I mean, they're
So
always up for debate. And that's the great thing about sports debates, man. You can always debate your own list and bring up facts and bring up your own opinions of seeing people play and all that. And that's the awesome thing about it too. So
yeah, Brianna. So what I'm actually hearing is you're not sure, but you maybe reluctantly will put her on the bottom, but you feel 2 is way too high, is what I'm hearing.
Oh, you mean that I would put her on this list?
Yeah. So are you
No,
saying that
no,
you would
no,
just
Greg.
drop Caitlin? You don't even care.
Greg, Caitlin can
hi,
go.
girl. That's what she
Okay.
said.
Okay.
Hi,
So
girl.
Manny, you said you had some problems. So we've addressed Brianna's problems. Manny, what is your how would that look, generally for you? Who is the biggest problem that you have up there? And like, would you move someone down or someone up, or or is it
Yeah.
an omission? Did someone get snubbed? Is it Swoops? Is it all the ladies that we talked about? Where's your problem with this list?
Well, that was a
And then
great bring up, Swoops, because I should have figured that one out. But like we talked about, I think like we said, Don Stanley, I would have put in the top 10. I probably would have. Yeah, and it is recency bias. Like Caitlin for me is on the bottom, and she might even be out of it. And I might change that opinion in 5 years or 6 years after
Mhm.
looking back at her career. But right now, it's too soon. Where I think, like for me, Tarasi is probably number one, and then there's even that. Like I love like if you could probably convince me after a 2 hour discussion of moving these people around, right? Like and just kind of placing them in all different spots. So I think for me though, Tarasi was number one, and then after that, it's debatable. It's same with Mike. Like for me, it's MJ. There's no debate about it. And then you could tell me to change my mind. But after that, everything else is debatable, like in the top 10 list. So
Well, we can get to LBJ and MJ in a bit. Doug has a question for you at some point, but Doug, I wanted you to jump in on here on this list. And is there anything really egregious for you, or who's the omission that you feel should be on there, or you're fine with that list? What's up, Doug?
I generally agree with like Manny and Brianna's points to the most part. I think Caitlin probably should be on there just because of her impact to make the sports like more popular. That was the word I was looking for. Sorry, that just escaped my brain for a few seconds. But like top 10 is a bit much because it is so new. Like Manny said, I think that's a bit much. Like I said, we mentioned a couple others that should possibly be there. Like, can she make that? Sure, depends on how she plays. But yeah, I just think there's sometimes because of recency bias, like seeing some of sort of the old school ones, like Cheryl Swoops was a good mention there. Dawn Staley. I remember seeing a Sports Illustrated thing where she was the top rated female basketball player coming in her senior year.
mhm.
So, and she had a salt and pepper haircut, which was like my favorite part of that thing. But yeah, it's a pretty good list, really. I mean, yeah, I don't have much more to say than what Bryana and Manny said. I think they're both made good points.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And yeah, and then I don't know. This one's just for reference sake, as far as they put out these things that drum up attention and get
Always.
people talking, and it always works because I fall for it. So I just wanted to see what y'all thought about that and all that. So that's cool. Good times, y'all. Good times. I think Doug. Unless y'all have, are there any updates on games that y'all wanted to speak to? And then if not, Doug has a question for Manny. I think about the men's NBA, right? And I want to talk about LeBron and I want to talk about LeBron and MJ actually. Also, if anybody wants to talk about Stephen A. and LeBron, I'm here for that conversation. Really hard.
This is all you guys at this point because I don't know anything about the men's at all. So
all right. So first of all, the women's scores UCLA is up 7 on Ole Miss at the end of the first quarter, 19-12. Right. And Michigan is beating Auburn right now, which is that would fuck up my brackets. I don't care because I fucking hate Bruce Pearl. and I think their whole team is a bunch of arrogant fucks. Like they do so much celebrating during the middle of the game.
Mhm.
Like if you think Caitlin Clark had an attitude, Bryana, you would fucking hate Auburn the way their players are. They're like they're like peacocks out on the court. Like
Doug, I watched the Auburn players compete against Alabama State in the way that they were so cocky. I was like, please, Alabama State, murder them all. Like, not murder them all like that.
But murder them on the court in basketball.
Yes. Like, destroy them. I should have said destroy them. Destroy them all. Like, the way they were so cocky when they were making the plays because Alabama State was up at the like, this is the game like from a week ago, but when Alabama State was up, they were dominating. But then when they came back, Auburn was like the look on their faces when they were getting fouled, like everything. I was just like, I was disgusted by their team.
And they're all products of their coach.
What they're like now.
Yeah. So they're products of their coach is a jackass, and has been a jackass everywhere he's been. But Houston is beating Purdue by 1. And Houston's a team I really like. Houston,
I like them too.
They're usually just all defense, and this year they actually have shooting and scoring, which is unusual for them. So I actually like them a lot. That's actually a team that I can see really, really putting Duke to its paces. To be honest,
Hopefully somebody beats Duke.
Unfortunately, I don't see it, but we'll see.
I know I showed this to you guys before in the pre-show, but I had to show the crowd. Like, of course, everybody knows my love for cereal. These are like, they're called Slamsies. They're like buzz bombs, I guess. This is the fruity cereal version of it, and it's 15% alcohol.
What? Whoa.
And it says it's grape wine with real cream, natural flavors, certified colors, and contains sulfites, which doesn't sound like it should be drank. But
that doesn't sound good, man.
I did have one the other day, and it literally did taste like a fruity cereal milk with liquor in it. So if I get one of these days, I'm gonna have a bad day. I'm just gonna pour cereal into a bowl and pour this on top of it and call it a day. So
he's done.
You've seen me do it before. So
he's poured beer in a cereal and ate it on the show before. Bryana.
Manny, Manny,
I got problems. What can I tell you? I have problems.
All right. So I wanted to ask Manny a very specific NBA question.
Okay.
All right. So your team traded away De'Aaron Fox, and they're basically like, fuck, what do we do? Like, that's how I see it from my perspective. Way up here. But how do you see? I'm in somewhat of the same spot as a Heat fan because they traded away Jimmy Butler and they just been shit. Like, how do you keep your enthusiasm for a team that's just like, what are you guys doing? What direction are you doing? How do you do that?
Well, I obviously we talked beforehand. I'm a Bulls fan too, but as far as with the Kings, it's kind of tripped out here in Sacramento because they've been so bad. Like, they literally had a 16-year drought of not making the playoffs. They make the playoffs 2 years ago with the Beam team, which was a phenomenal year. Like, nobody got injured the whole year, which is unheard of. Everybody played 82 games. They were the most exciting team in the league. They broke offensive records, right? And they were the toast of the town. And to get to the first round, have an epic series with their Bay rival, the Warriors, 7-game series. And it was like so epic. And like, the future's in front of us. It's going to be great. Now, I prefaced that with saying everybody except for that ownership group knew what they needed to do, though. And instead of going out and shoring up the holes, they did not have any athletic small forwards. They needed a backup big for Sabonis.
You didn't think Harrison Barnes was a athletic forward?
No, not at that part. And he's beloved here.
Former Carolina player.
Yeah, well, and one of the things about Harrison that always befuddled people was like he'd score 21 game and then 0 the next. And it was one of those kind of things. But they rode that wave of that season, and instead of shoring up the team, just let it ride and had a bad year the next year, and then doubled down on that this year. and there was a lot of discourse with Mike Brown as the coach. There was a bunch of players that Sabonis was not a fan of Mike Brown. There was a bunch of players that had issues with him in his practicing and all that. And I say that to say, and now it's 2 years later, and they're talking about blowing up the whole thing after that year, like, which is unheard of. Like 2 years ago, they were the talk of being the young, vibrant team, and now they're talking about going back to the lottery. And watching people around here who Sacramento loves their Kings. They are absolutely. They stick by this team through. We all know, well, most of us know the saga of they almost moved to Seattle, and last minute got saved, and so this town loves this team, but it's been like they're like the Clippers of the '80s here around here, like brown bag, put brown bags on their head.
the Aints.
Yeah, it's pretty bad what this organization has done. And kudos to these fans for still going to the games and still wanting to light the beam. And it's hard, man. It's hard. I feel for these guys. They're a passionate fan base. All they want is, man, if they made a second round, this team would go nuts. So it's hard. And I'm an outsider almost to an extent, right? I can never tell them I've gone through the 16-year drought like them. So it's hard to watch this happen and be part of it, which I am part of it. But yeah, it's hard for them. It's a struggle. It's a small town. It's a small market. So you're not going to get you're not going to get LBJ type players that are going to come here. You have to build through the draft, and they failed at that too. So yeah it's a long-winded way to say it's horrible.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like I have the added bonus of having Heat culture as the big thing, and we're fucking terrible. Like I just was curious how you were.
Well, you're like Sacramento. You're a team that's not bad enough to get the first pick in the draft, right? But you're just good enough where you're never. I hate that being a middle.
It's
team.
the middle road. Shit,
Either just be the worst team in the league or contend. One of the two. I don't need to be the middle ground. So it sucks.
Anyway, sorry, that was my NBA.
No, you did, man. Yeah, for sure. I understand it.
Can I talk about LBJ real quick?
If you have to.
Lindenberg Johnson? Boy, we're going.
So
sorry.
So I don't. The consensus is the most consensus is that Michael Jordan is the GOAT and LeBron James can't get there no matter what, and that's fine. I'll accept that. Fine, great. But I would like to change the conversation a little bit because I personally believe that LeBron James is the best replacement for Michael Jordan for the NBA, and I mean that. I don't think that Michael Jordan. I think everybody's about errors, and I don't think Michael Jordan could. I don't think we would love him as much as we do if he was brought up in the internet age where 125% of the time we are looking at you, we're on you, we do everything. LeBron James can't even comb his fucking hair without y'all having fucking something to say about it. On top of LeBron James had so much fucking pressure on him. He was the first person that we saw in high school on ESPN, and this motherfucker lived up to every single hype piece that y'all threw at him when he was young. He came up, he's the longest longevity guy, he's the biggest point scorer. He is literally what the NBA needed after the Michael Jordan and Kobe era. He's literally everything. So I don't know what y'all's problem with him is. Just because he's not as good as Jordan or he doesn't live up there, who gives a I personally don't give a fuck. What I do know is I love watching the guy. What I do know, he's been a great steward of this league. He's been a for the most part, he's a better role model than Michael Jordan. He may not be a better player. In my opinion, he's a better human. He's a better face of the NBA. Michael Jordan never wanted to be the face of the NBA. In fact, so much, he went to play fucking baseball. So
there's a whole thing that I think about. I think he went because David Stern found out about his gambling nonsense.
Whatever.
That's my big conspiracy theory about that. But yeah.
And that's cool, Doug. My point is that he dipped. He fucking dipped. Okay. So like, and I still, you can clearly see I still pissed off about that. I was pissed off about it then. I'm still pissed off the fucking now because, again, Michael Jordan, respectfully, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. That's great. But he literally robbed all NBA people of, 3 years there of this goofy fucking shit. Again, live your life. Explore your thing, but I'm not going to sit here and act like this guy was flawless, and I'm not going to sit here and act like he's even remotely close, for me personally, on a personal level, than LeBron James is. Is LeBron James perfect? Hell the fuck no. But again, with him and Steph Curry, they are literally easily a replacement for Michael Jordan. Do they live up to him as player? No. But as far as the face of the NBA, you couldn't get a better person in Steph Curry. And if you want me to go down that rabbit hole, I will, of someone who is having fun playing basketball. He's not a fucking grump like stupid KD. He doesn't have burner accounts where he has to like run on people and all this other dumb shit that other people traffic in. Steph Curry is having fun. There's a level of LeBron James having fun. He's a grump though, and he needs to fucking chill out on some level too. But on some level, y'all been coming after him for 20 years, and that's and now y'all come after his son, and I'm part of that coming after his son part. I am. I don't even care. Because Bronny is an adult, and Bronny is a fucking he gets paid $8 million a year. I guess he's getting better now, but he gets $8 million a year because his dad pushed him, for lack of a better thing, in my personal opinion. So again, I just think that LeBron James doesn't get. We're all stuck in this whether he's better than MJ or not, and we don't really understand or appreciate what the fuck we have until he's gone. And when he's gone, people are like, "Oh shit, damn!" I watch LeBron James every single time I can because he's special. I watch Steph Curry every time I can because he's going to be gone soon. I watch Jokic every time I can because the guy is just a beast and he's just a workman. It's just amazing. He's not a grump, but he's definitely not like joyous and all that. But at the same time, he does his job for he does his job great. So I just would love to frame it differently as far as LeBron, because I would ultimately agree that he's not MJ in that aspect, and he definitely is, they're different players. But at the same time, as far as a face of the NBA and this internet meme culture, LeBron James is perfect for the NBA. And I will shut my mic and let y'all, for this era, maybe not the previous one, for this one, and I'll shut my mic and let y'all.
My issue with LBJ is more on the extra bullshit that he does. Like his whole fucking reading a book when he knows all he did was read the foreword, never read the goddamn book. Like, and he even talks about it. Like, he'll swear up and down because he mentioned it not too recently about, yes, I've read all those books. Like, fuck, you ain't read no goddamn book. Why are you taking a picture of reading the goddamn foreword for it? What the fuck? Like, I don't need, fuck you, man. It's that for me. It's his bullshitting that gets me. It's the oh shucks things that he always does, like he doesn't know shit's going on when he knows shit's going on. I love watching him play. He's a phenomenal athlete, obviously, in this day and age with all the extras of the medicines. He spends over $1 million on his body a year, or he says a month, I think it is, and I believe it. Like, has all the technology helping, and he should. Like, if you can afford it, especially he can, then it's going to help you play an extra 10 years. But the flopping stuff, like, that's the stuff that gets me like, bro, you're too good to be on the forefront of flopping. Like, you don't need that. Do I get it? Sure, I get it. It helps your team. But for you to be the number one person doing that, that's what kills me. So that's it. Like, he's a great human being. He's never been accused of anything. He's never had to beat any allegations of anything, which in this day and age is fucking fun. Absolutely phenomenal. So I get that. And yes, I will admit, as being an old man, I do get caught up in the whole MJ versus LBJ thing. I do. But I will admit also, I do enjoy watching them play. I think it's phenomenal. I was not a fan of especially being in Chicago, I was not a fan of the decision, but I think that was more somebody talking in his ear and giving him bad advice more than himself. I'm thinking that was a good idea to do. Huh?
Sorry, that was dumb. I agree. As a LeBron James fan, that was really, really.
He was a kid too. Like, he still was young. And again, I think it was people in his ear, and it probably was fucking Clutch at the time. It wasn't officially Clutch, but it was probably his boys in his ears telling him it was a great. And at the end of the day, it raised money for Boys and Girls Club. So fuck. I mean, it just looked bad from a from outside in, right? Like it just looked bad. But
Manny, real quick.
Yeah.
So for me personally, him going back to Cleveland was part of erasing that stupid decision part. And that's how I felt. Maybe I'm wrong, not fully, but there was a level of like, okay, there's a little bit of redemption here because you went back and there was really no one there but Kyrie. So, and then you all saw what happened with that. You know, I mean, they at least won one, and I don't know what JR was doing that one thing. But anyway,
it was definitely that. And I also do think he did. I do think he regretted not being able to take home a title for his hometown. Like I think there was some of that, right? So I think that's part of it too. And he fulfilled what he said he was going to do for his hometown. Brought hella revenue to that damn town for all the years that he was there, of a town that doesn't have any, really, to be honest. So I mean, he did phenomenal. I have no issues with him as a human. I think he is a phenomenal human being, from what I know, and everything he does betters the community, betters Black people, betters all minorities with the schools and all that, scholarships. And I'm sure there's a lot more that he doesn't talk about necessarily. But like when he does the extra stuff, that's what get me. The whole, like I said, with the Bronny thing, like I think Bronny was good enough to get drafted in the second round somewhere defensively. I don't think offensively he was up to par. But he should have just shut it. He's like, as far as in the public, he didn't need to say all the things he did say. The Lakers were going to draft him anyway. He could have did that behind closed doors and told the Lakers like, "Yo, fucking draft my son," blah 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 blah. But he came out and said certain things that put his son in the fucking in the target area, and he didn't need to do that. And that's the things that get me all the time, is the extra stuff, that stuff. Stephen A. Fuck Stephen A. So I wish he would have fucking hit Stephen A. right there, and I would have been okay with that. So
clobbering Stephen A. right in
no, we're not.
Not even that. Like
James.
I understood why he did Space Jams 2 financially, but he had to have known doing that was going to bring up the whole MJ stuff and all that. And it was actually a good movie. Like I enjoyed it. I watched it with the kids. We enjoyed it overall. It was cool. But yeah, I don't have no issues with him as a
comment of the night. Doug, jump on. Sorry, buddy. That's the comment of the night. I love it.
Yeah,
Doug,
I think
you have to say about all my shit.
I think he did Space Jam 2 directly in as a response to the Last Dance series. I think that's why he did that. But my thoughts on LBJ, on LeBron. I think he's the best player complete player I've ever watched. And I've been alive for 53 years. I've seen a lot of complete players. Like Larry Bird probably is one of the more complete players I've ever seen. I fucking hate Larry Bird because I hate Boston. But that dude played and did everything. And those are the kind of players I enjoy watching, the ones that can do a million things. With a few exceptions. James Harden was the worst fucking player to watch with his heliocentric nonsense on Houston. I fucking hated watching him play. Luka was a second in Dallas because they were so overly dependent on him. I fucking hated watching him in Dallas. It was terrible. Now, watching him play all right, so Luka has one of the better brains, for that. He was a trash talking psychopath for sure. He doesn't look like
absolutely.
He was a lunatic on the fucking court. Like anybody who played against him said he would go, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to go here to this spot and I'm going to make this shot." And then he would do it, even though the defender do that. That's some ballsy shit. But regardless, I think if Michael Jordan was out in today's day and age, there would be so many scandals with him because he was an asshole, just a fucking asshole. Great winner, lunatic competitor. Like him and Kobe both. Like everybody talks really great about Kobe now. He was an asshole to his teammates and an asshole to women, obviously, clearly. But regardless, I don't find that envious. You can be a winner without being just an absolute shithead. I don't think that's good. That's not being a good teammate. You could push your teammates without fucking being coming. Who the fuck comes to blows with Steve Kerr? Steve Kerr is the fucking a puppy dog, and he
well, I want to punch. I've been wanting to punch him the last couple of years though, but that's other things.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. He's just kind of a puppy dog, and Mike, he wanted to punch Mike. Okay.
Yeah.
What are you doing to your teammates? Like, Jesus
He's an
Christ.
asshole. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts on all that.
Another weird Michael Jordan thing, and I don't know if Bryana wants to jump in because I think you don't have to know anything about basketball, but LeBron James went on as Doug calls it, Dubrow Show, Pat McAfee, and said a whole bunch of fucking incendiary and crazy and wild shit. One of the things he said, Bryana, was that he thinks that the NBA rigged him going to Cleveland because they wanted that story. LeBron said some wild shit during that.
That is some wild shit.
The only reason I know is because they meme the fuck out of it. I would never listen to Pat McAfee. But one of the things that LeBron said that interested me, and I was like, this is weird, is that MJ said that, quote, I don't want to have a relationship with you until you're retired, which I thought was just like, that's a little weird, dude. That's a little weird. I don't know why. I don't understand. I don't get it. I mean, I guess I get it. I maybe don't. It's just weird. Michael Jordan should be studied, in my personal opinion, not only because he's the GOAT and all that, and just the way he played, just his mindset and just his like not give a fuck attitude. Like that's generally a not give a fuck attitude is good, but I think Michael Jordan kind of takes it to you know what I mean? He gets to the point to where he's not empathetic. We've heard the things about the tipping and how he treats, people that, work for him and all that shit. So that's not good. But like the guy's brain should be studied because he just doesn't run like everybody else. And that's probably what made him great. But Kobe didn't run like everybody else either. And I know Kobe had his things that were wrong with him for sure. But Kobe was more empathetic, especially in the end of his life, or near the end of his life. He was definitely more empathetic. And, and I think also, Kobe's daughters really, I think, had a profound effect on him as he got older. She was just his queen. And like, you know what I mean? Like, and I think y'all parents know that kids can, not always, can have that effect on you if you let them, meaning, you just change for the better. But MJ is in my opinion, he needs to be studied. And I don't mean that in a weird way. I mean that in like a serious way. Like study his GOAT and study how he played basketball, but study the man too, because the man is kind of wild out there. It's really wild, and it takes a lot of stones, y'all, to like be in the prime of your career and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go play another sport." Like Dion did it. Dion was like, "No, I'm gonna still play basketball. I'm still gonna play, my football. I'm gonna go play with the Braves here, though. If y'all let me, I'm gonna take some, you know what I mean." But like to really just be like, "I'm going to play baseball." Fuck what y'all think. I was like, I'm still kind of like, damn, that's I don't know ballsy is the word, but that's just something, Manny. It's just something you have to admit. I mean, that's
one of my friends used to park cars for Oprah, and he would come bring his car there to park all the time, and he literally would tip him like $2, like 50 cents for parking his car. This is the $50 million man. Like he would fucking like, dude was like, that's why Pippen was like, Pippen learned from him. That's why they call Pippen no tipping Pippen, because he learned from Mike, and Mike was a fucking cheap bastard. Like he would literally give somebody, he said he'd give him like $1 bill for like literally, like I'm not telling you should be giving somebody $1,000 tip, but like, come on, bro.
Michael Jordan.
And even look at his Hall of Fame. He literally invited the guy that he got cut for in high school to be at his Hall of Fame ceremony, and then belittled him during the Hall of Fame ceremony. Like,
something's wrong. That's some fucking goofy shit. Something's wrong with you if you're doing.
Again, like I said, like that's Mike's a bitch. Like he's not. I'm from Chicago. He's not even my favorite. That's a good question. I don't know. Cartwright is from Sacramento, by the way. He's actually here this week doing book signings. I always love Bill Cartwright, but so he's not even my favorite Bull. Like as big of a Bulls fan as I am, like Jimmy Butler is my favorite Bull of all time. Yeah, he's just I could never get with Mike. Like I obviously enjoyed the 6 championships. It was a great time in Chicago. It was can't ever fully express what it was like to live there at that time, and phenomenal player to watch, right? Like we said about Mike, but just as a human being.
And this is the type, if what Zach says is true, this is the type of shit I'm talking about as far as like he should be studied. Like, wait, what is going on? Wow.
But think about it though. Everything Bron does in these type of situations is for a reason. Like it's never just about going on a show and talking. Then like 6 hours later, he he announced he was launching a podcast with Steve Nash and I think it was JJ or something. Like, so it's all planned for a reason. He does these things so that there's a headline of him, and then obviously he announces he's doing a podcast again. So it's like, again, this is the things about LeBron that kill me all the time. Like,
and you're right, Landy, because I'm with you, because I'll be screaming and hollering about, no, LeBron, you're not going to get to play dumb here, because you're not dumb, and we all know you're not dumb. So we're not doing
calculated. It's always everything he does is calculated, and it's obvious. When Bill Weddington was a great guy, man, great guy, phenomenal human being. So yeah, man, those are the things that kill me about dude. That's it.
So yeah, man, we had a great we were having a great discussion. Manny, do you want to talk about Doug? We're good, right? We covered everything, Doug. Are you good?
Yeah, basketball can go to a million miles, so let's
Manny, do you want to talk about Bryana? Okay, so here we go. Bryana. I just got word, y'all, that Bryana has agreed to be a permanent co-host here on this wonderful thing that we're doing here. So everybody, please welcome our new permanent co-host. It's great. That guy from Canada who used to co-host here is hiding because we're so horrible down here. That so I don't know where Casey is. He don't want to make an appearance down here because we might take them over and then enslave all the people up there or something's going on. I'm not sure.
No.
Anyway. Hey, I'm worried about getting deported. I don't blame them.
Well, yeah. We'll annex them and then we'll deport all the black people. That's okay. That tracks. Okay. So Casey's concerned. No, he's not concerned. He's just busy as hell. And Lauren is busy, and Renee is going to school and doing all kinds of things. So our co-hosts are, we love them, but they're just,
and Lauren just moved.
They're just doing their thing, and that's
where did she move to?
Right up
not
the street.
Far from where she lives now, but
okay.
But moving's still a bitch though. I ain't trying to move anywhere. Doug knows. Doug already knows there's some side drama going on in my house about that a little bit, and I'm not ever trying to move. No. That's just not. So we welcome Bryana. We y'all be seeing her here more. We're excited about that because she brings all kinds of different angles, of course, black woman, of course. And we've never had a black woman co-host, so love that. Winning, Doug.
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy
winning.
To be here.
Winning, yes. So we are happy about that. But that being said, if you're the co-host here, you're going to get put in the hot seat like Doug and I do. So just get ready. So
I can dish it back. It's okay.
Okay. We already know. That's why we asked. We already know. But so Bryana, we need to know, while we have a cereal expert here, we need to know, A, do you eat cereal? And B, we need to know at least your top 2 or 3. And if you don't answer right, Manny's going to come for you. So there's a warning. You better
read my
this. Yeah,
okay.
This and come correct, please, lady, or we might have issues on your first day at the job.
Okay, so Manny, I'm sorry, but I don't eat cereal. But my favorite cereal as a child.
Yeah, I get it. You don't want to be fat like me. Go ahead, girl.
You're not fat, Manny, at all.
Okay, please do me plump. Go ahead.
My favorite cereal as a child, I don't know how long it was on the shelves, but it was called Hidden Treasures.
I remember that.
Fruit. You remember that? Okay.
Yeah, it was fruit shapes.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
That was my favorite cereal as a child, but as I got older, they didn't have it anymore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's discontinued. But that's my favorite cereal. I don't eat cereal now, but when I was a child, I ate it every day before I went to school. I don't even know what type of fruit was in the middle, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Did I pass the test, Greg?
That's for Manny to decide, not me.
She had a hidden gem because she had a hidden gem. She knew about the hidden treasure. She remembered it. It's all. Hey, I don't blame you. This cereal has got doesn't have the greatest stuff. Although they have some great healthy ones available nowadays.
Which ones do they have? Tell me.
So I always say that if you ever want nostalgia, I would say 3 Wishes is a great healthy. It's a brand. It's called Three Wishes cereal. Obviously, it's nothing healthy is ever cheap, right? It's probably like $7-8 for a box, but it is as close as you're gonna get to good tasting cereal with no like less bullshit in it, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, don't do Magic Spoon. That's I don't care how many of those commercials tell you how good it tastes. It tastes like crap. Yeah, no, but Three Wishes,
Three
is probably my
Wishes.
go-to for healthy
Okay.
cereal.
Okay, I'm gonna look into that. That's the thing. That's why I don't eat it because it has so much sugar in it.
I need to address this comment, Zach. Just like everywhere else, we're not doing DEI anymore, so fuck you. Sorry.
Right, there you
Anyway,
go. There you go.
there's that. Two can play that game, right, Bryana? We vote right. We're right. Now, Zach, or I'm sorry, Manny, what's your take on General Mills S'mores Loaded?
So the recent years they've came out with these loaded cereals where basically like they kind of look like the Crave cereal. They're rectangle shape, and then they put something in the middle. Like for instance, for the s'mores one, it's kind of like a marshmallow inside, and the outside is like a chocolate coating. I'm not a fan of those loaded cereals because dry, they probably are. They are good dry as a dry snack, but as soon as they hit milk, they get soggy really quick, and they're not really good at all. I'm not a fan. But as a snack, I can see it. It's kind of like a
Chex
throw
Mix.
like some, yeah, kind of like that, yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's one of my. You just said the peanut butter Chex is probably one of the most phenomenal peanut butter cereals I've ever had.
Oh.
It's like a Chex, and they actually do use globs of peanut butter in it, so it's really good. So it's a healthier. Obviously, Chex is pretty. It's not the healthiest, but it's healthier than the other stuff. So that's a good one.
So Manny, are you still doing the cereal thing?
It's like 40 boxes of cereal sitting in my garage right now. I haven't, because of the ESPN thing that I've been doing, it's been hard to get to. I will show you what I bought from General Mills for my daughter that she loves.
Let's go.
So wait, guys, what's the cereal thing?
He does like cereal reviews and everything like that.
Wow.
Like, it's really cool.
With his daughter.
That's really cool.
Look at Manny's
So
a
I got her
full cereal.
It's a cereal
that.
dispenser. You know,
That's so
ooh,
dope.
almost dropped it.
Woo.
Pull down the lever. Obviously, it comes out over here. It's just so on National
that.
Cereal Day, they had these
Wow.
for sale. I had to buy it for her. She loves it, so that way she could just get her own cereal in the morning and not bother anybody. So, but yeah.
Yeah, Bryana, he's our cereal expert. He reviews. Before he did his ESPN thing, he did like reviews with his daughter. So they would get on Instagram and just, and she's adorable, and they would just talk about the different cereals. And he's gotten so big that they send him cereal, and you see all the things that he gets sent. And
General Mills still sends us stuff
Manny's
like
really
once
dope
a
like
month,
that.
which is cool. But they do some cool. Like they even sent because obviously General Mills does more than just cereal, right? They're a big brand that does. So they with football, for football season, for Super Bowl, they sent this big old box. It had chili in it. It had Chex Mix. It had like all these things. And then if you folded it out, the box became a football field, and you could play that game. Remember that game? I know Doug where you would make the little. Take a piece of paper and try to shoot a
footballs,
football.
and then you would flick the footballs.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was literally a full-size box that became. You opened it up, it became a football field, and you could shoot the field goals through it. It was
Wow.
They do like cool things like that. They send get creative boxes and they're always sending new cereal. It's hard to get to all that stuff. And then I can't have my daughter eat that much cereal. So I also have to be a good dad in the same process. So I have to limit her on doing all the reviews. So I literally, my girl is not happy about it. There's probably like 40 boxes of cereal sitting in my garage right now.
That's really cool. Like that's really cool, Manny.
Yeah, Bryana, welcome to the family. We meet some cool people on this. Doug and I don't know how we did it because we're both goofballs. So somehow we put it together and somehow it works. But also what needs to work is we need to get out of here. Doug's tired. He needs to wake up at 6 a.m. Manny's got like 2 minutes of sleep or something. And we all know Bryana is a young lady who, in my opinion, sleeps like an 80-year-old because she wants to be in bed.
I
Right.
Nothing wrong
do.
with
Supposed to be in
that.
bed by 7:30, so she's up late. And Doug knows I'm the night owl, so I'll probably be up at like 4 a.m. reading some people's
Watching all
brew
of your
things.
TVs that you have in your house.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I can't get over that, Greg. I can't.
and you're never going to apparently. So
Never misses a
Doug,
show, huh, Greg? Never misses a
Doug, we
show.
need another co-host because the one we got now, I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on.
How did I get hired and fired in the same
In the
episode?
Damn.
Yeah,
Because we're
like
getting rid of DEI.
right. How did I get fired? Yeah. Right.
Sorry.
How did I get fired on my day off? One of my favorite quotes
Oh,
ever. But
Greg.
if y'all don't mind, can we do a really quick roundtable of what y'all watching? Just a couple, like what y'all watching, and then just a couple words on it. And then because we all prepared for it, but no one, I want to get everybody out of here because everybody's tired. So let's start with Bryana.
Except
Bryana,
for you, Greg.
do you have a couple what are you recently watching? Something, quick hitters that you want people to know about that are good. Let me start actually. No spoiler, Reacher season 3 was amazing. It just ended. I can't spoil it. If y'all actually want to jump into Reacher, if y'all are still willing to be Amazon Prime, and I understand that's going on too, whatever. Anyway, yeah, I know Doug. I'm talking to you, Doug. Reacher 3 season 3 was fantastic. It ended yesterday. It was great, wonderful. Bryana, what do you got?
I am watching. I just finished Paradise on Hulu. That was really good. Manny's on it. I made a list. Will Trent, which comes on Fox, but that's on Hulu as well. I watch a lot of Hulu. Raising Cain, which is on Stars, but that is 50 Cent's from Power. I say 50 Cent is not a great rapper, but he's a great producer and director. Watch all his TV shows. And then I have this show called Oh My God, Yes. It is a animated black TV show on Cartoon Network. The episodes are only like 12 to 15 minutes long. Hilarious. That's everything that I'm watching right now. Manny's like, what in the world? Manny, it's hilarious. Like,
I've heard about it. I
Yeah.
haven't seen it, but I've heard about it.
it's really funny. Like I said, it's a really short show, really short episodes. Black woman producer. There you go, Manny. You got Travis interested in your snacks.
Come holler at me, Travis. I'll be like, I'll be your cereal dealer. I'll get you all what you need, man.
If you need me, Manny, Travis is my best friend. So if y'all need a connection, I'm there. But those are the shows that I'm watching. All great shows. Like I said, if you're into animated television, definitely check out Oh My God, Yes. 4 episodes, only like 15 minutes per episode. So that's what I'm watching right now.
Oh, Doug loves those. Manny, did you see the latest challenge?
I did. I watched it late because I was busy Wednesday and I had that. I watched it while I was working yesterday.
No spoilers, but I'm upset. But anyway, Manny, what are you watching?
So obviously Paradise. She talked about Paradise, phenomenal show. I am a little worried about the second season only because I feel like they did a lot in that first year, like especially the ending. I'm not going to spoil it, but especially the ending. Like I'm worried where they go from there. But phenomenal show. Everyone should check it out.
Definitely.
There's a show on HBO called Adolescence. It's a very good show. Very good. I should not be. Sometimes I struggle with accents, having to like focus in on conversations because they can be so strong. So that's one of those. It's one of the reasons I won't watch Peaky Blinders because I refuse to sit there and listen to that damn accent. It just drives me nuts. I know that does not sound good. It sounds racist. I just can't. Sometimes it's hard to focus. But Adolescence is a really good show. It's about a kid on trial for murder. It's really good.
Netflix, right, Manny?
Yes, Netflix. Yeah. Daredevil, the new season of Daredevil, the revamped of the Daredevil on Disney Plus. Phenomenal. They always do a good job with those series, I feel. And there's a cartoon. It's on Amazon. It's called Invincible. Phenomenal. If you're
Okay.
into superheroes, it's very adult based. I would not recommend letting my child watch it necessarily, depending on how old they are. It can be graphic and they do cuss a lot. So, but it's very like adult. If you love superheroes, it's very uh, it's bloody too. It can be very gory at times during those episodes. So, but yeah, it's a pretty good. And I'm trying to think if I'm watching anything else. What was what we were just watching? Because me and my fiance, we always watch stuff together during dinner. So we like literally can go through. It might take like 5 months to get through like 8 episodes or something because we'll watch it while we're eating. Stop and then keep watching it.
Yeah.
What did we just? No, Adolescence was the one we've been watching. So I think they did add that to Fortnite. I think I heard that they were going to do Fortnite invincible characters on Fortnite, but I'm not 100% sure. Yes, great voice casting on Invincible. What's his name plays the main character from Walking Dead? Stephen.
Yoon.
Yes, Stephen Yoon is the voice of the main character in Invincible. Like I said, very well done. And the one that no, that's it, really, man. That's mainly what I've been watching. Obviously, Doug knows the challenge is my guilty pleasure show. So, yeah,
I love the challenge.
I've never missed. I don't think I've ever missed an episode of that show. So,
yeah. What's up, Joe? Joe. What's up, Doug?
Joe.
You got a Joe?
It's been a week.
Who's
It's
Joe?
been a week.
I just finally caught the season finale of Severance. Man, that
I've
show
heard good things.
I cannot say enough of. That's the best show on TV right now to me. That last episode was an hour and a half, and it was a ride and a half. And just, I'm still kind of floored that Ben Stiller's the one that fucking directs that. But yeah, it's just kind of floors me. I am also watching a few other things, but I cannot remember the name of the thing. We talked about it before. Sterling K. Brown is the lead character. Fuck, what is it called? Paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you watched it.
Yeah,
That's what we were
I am
just
not.
talking about.
I'm not done with it yet, but I'm about halfway through. It is one of these shows that, like, the premise is good, the way they do the storyline is bad, but the acting is good. That's how I think of that show. It's like one of those shows you can keep on, and I don't have to fully pay attention to it while I'm watching it, which is unusual.
Really? You think so? I felt like I had to
Because I'm
literally
partially
pay
deaf, so I usually have
attention.
to pay attention to everything.
You froze up for a second.
Weave in and out.
Really? I feel like if I miss a moment of it, I don't know what's going on.
No, I can have that just kind of going and like looking at my phone or something like that's. Like I said, that's unusual for me. Usually, when watching anything, I have to be really focused because I'm partially deaf, and even when I'm wearing headphones, I have the closed captioning on, and so I'm usually very focused. But that one, I don't have to be. The other thing that I am watching, which I am preparing for our cult bar show, is I'm watching The Devil in the Home, which is about the Ruby Frankie scandal, which is. It's bad. It's really bad. Basically, it's like child abuse, like really bad child abuse. So, but wrapped in sort of cultish behavior because they're affiliated with like this weird sect of Mormonism. So, yeah. Do not watch that if your mental health is not there. So that's what I would say to that. But yeah, that's what we're.
And that's about. On while we're here, that plug is on. You'll be able to see Renee and Doug talk about that this Wednesday, right, Doug?
Yep, that is correct. So so I generally take notes on everything, like when I'm doing this, so I know what I'm talking about. So I took almost 4 pages of notes on the first episode of that show.
Damn.
Wow.
That's how much is going on in that first episode. And we haven't even gotten to the really super horrible stuff yet. So, well, I haven't anyway, but yeah. Like I said, when we do that show, we always preface it like, if your mental health cannot handle the stuff we're talking about, just don't watch. We'd rather you just take care of yourself. So,
yeah, I help produce, and I fucking don't even listen to that shit. I can't. Anyway, I am a co-founder and co-producer, and I can't do it. So, but what I can do is talk about music, y'all. Soundscape's coming out soon. The first one, I hope maybe next week, y'all. We'll see. It might be Rage Against the Machine. And then soon after that, it'll be Maxwell. And soon after that will be Van Halen. And soon after that, I'm not. I don't have any other. Oh, I have some in the queue. Talking about Tribe Called Quest and Tool. So
Yeah.
we're all over the place here, y'all. We're all over the place. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait till that comes out. So I just wanted to thank. First of all, I want to thank our guest Manny for always being here for us and being a trooper for us and being one of our biggest supporters and one of our best friends to the show. Manny, you're just great, and we love you.
I'm gonna make it to
You're
one of those
funny, you're
beer
witty,
festivals. I'm planning
you're
it.
just
I think
shit.
next year I need to meet up with y'all. So
Yeah, man. We've never done the in-person thing. What is going on with that? We need to do that. Yes. And then we would like to thank our newly minted co-host, rotating co-host Bryana. She will be here. Bryana, we have I will be in Minneapolis and to go see.
Are you going to see Maxwell?
No.
No, oh, Kendrick. I'm sorry. You know I love Maxwell. You know I love Maxwell.
I want to go. Well, I want to see Maxwell. I need to go figure out. He doesn't come to my state because my state is, I don't think you should either way. So I have to go to either New York. I have to go to Minneapolis or Chicago probably to see him. So I haven't even checked that out, but I would love to see that man because he's great. And I didn't know anything about him literally 2 months ago. So shout out to Soundscape for that shit because I'm just learning so much about that. But I'm going to see Kendrick in a couple weeks, and Doug has not made his decision. I don't think on whether we're going to have a show or not. But if he does, I'm pretty sure he's going to call you because he's going to need a co-host. So maybe that'll be the next time we see you. Next week we don't have a guest, so I think it's going to be as we call it. It's just us. And y'all know what happens then. We get crazy. But I don't know. Maybe Bryana wants to show up 3 weeks in a row, and she's probably busy. But we never know. We'll see. But she'll be asked. We'll see. We don't know. And I'm not putting her on the spot. But I do want to put her on the spot for Soundscape. We gotta get one. We gotta key one up.
We said Aaliyah.
Wait, did we finalize that? Is that?
I thought that's who we went with was Aaliyah.
That's a good one.
I'm in. I'm in.
If you're down for Aaliyah,
I know nothing
game
about
for
Aaliyah. I know literally nothing. I know like 3. I know her radio songs. What, she had 3 of them or something, and then we tragically lost her. So, I'm really let's go, Aaliyah. You heard it, y'all.
I'm ready. You tell me when, and I'm game. Let's go.
I mean, I also got Missy Elliott in the queue too, by the way.
Oh, but wait, Missy Elliott low-key still produces music here and there.
Yes, she does.
You know, she's on tour. Didn't she go on tour?
Like,
She
was just on tour with Sierra.
Yeah,
I kind of consider her retired.
Sierra.
She does a lot of stuff behind the scenes now.
Wait, Doug, do you not like Sierra?
Yeah, what's wrong with Sierra, Doug?
It's her husband.
Oh, okay. You can't pair them together.
They're married.
How
do you pair them together?
She's Sierra.
Listen, RFK Jr. is married to Cheryl Hines, and Cheryl Hines.
Look! You even pissed off Manny. Look at him. He's gone. Anyway, y'all. Thanks, Manny. Thanks, Bryana. We'll see you probably sooner than later. And Doug, I'll unfortunately see you next week. But that's fine. What are we gonna do? No, I'm joking. Doug, we'll see you. We'll see you next week with It's Just Us. And again, thanks, Bryana. Y'all have a good week. And good luck to the good luck to the so UCLA 42, y'all.
They're winning.
Ole Miss 33.
Let's not look at the game. Let's not look at it, guys.
Yeah, it's yeah. So all right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. And again, thanks, Bryana. We'll talk about Aaliyah here real soon.
Yes.
I'm excited about that. That's great. Good
Bye, guys.
Cheers. Bye.